biggest bad guy character in professional wrestling.
When's the last time you got laid?
French Toast is the exchange student that you have like a 3-week affair with.
Like, we can see that you don't have pants on.
Can we tell the truth about Dusty sooner or later?
Bro,
like-
less people wanted that than are currently watching our stream.
And you know Vince, and you still think, are these true? It's like...
Welcome to the Mark It Down podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mark It Down podcast. It is Saturday night, and we are live from New York, as it is Saturday night's main event. WWE put on their, I guess, semi-annual show. I don't know how often they run this show anymore. It's always a special event when they do. It's not one of their usuals. It's not one of their regulars, but it is a classic. At times, it does certainly have a little bit of a house show feel. Sometimes it doesn't really feel as important as other premium live events. But there were some highlights tonight. There were some, I don't want to say surprises, because I think everything sort of went the way we expected it to. But definitely some fun memories to be made on tonight's show. We started out the night with a grudge match. Only non-title match of the night. And of course, this is a WWE Premium Live event under Triple H. So that means there was only 5 matches tonight. Sami Zayn took on Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, who seems to have renewed his animosity, renewed his frustrations with anyone associated with the original bloodline. And that is funny, especially when you consider what commentary pointed out, which was that really the person who gave him the biggest grief of anyone from the original bloodline was Solo Sikoa, the leader of the new bloodline. And yet he seems to be fine not bothering him. He seems to be fine not going after him. He's really only going after anyone associated still with Roman Reigns. He's attacked Sami over the last couple of weeks, and he attacked Jimmy Uso, a already handicapped Jimmy Uso, last night on SmackDown. This match had a lot of fire to it. It had a lot of heat. Right out the gate, as the bell rang, Sami went for the attack, attacking Drew while he was still in his entry gear. He still had on his jacket. He still had on his kilt. Didn't stop Sami from just being an absolute menace and bringing the fight to the Scottish psychopath. Sami clotheslined Drew over the top and then goes for a dive, but Drew catches him. Drew then tosses Sami over the commentary desk. One thing that did sort of throw me off with this show, we got this. Drew McIntyre, after his win against Sami Zayn at WWE's Saturday Night Main Event, 1 down, 4 to go. I'm telling you, I mean, he took out Sami. Jimmy, I don't know when he'll be able to get that shot in on Jimmy, but he's going to go after Jimmy. He's going to go after Jay, and then I guess that means there's just Roman left at the end of it all. Yeah, I want to believe this has something to do with Punk teaming up with the Bloodline at War Games. Probably not, but there is an interesting connection there. Haters gonna hate, and he's right. Drew's never wrong. But one thing that did throw me off with this event is that this was technically simulcast on both Peacock, where I watched it, and NBC. So this was a commercial event. This was like regular television. Like I said, that did throw me off a little bit watching it on the app, watching it while streaming, because those breaks threw me off a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Drew McIntyre has beaten Sami Zayn. These matches are going to feel so short because of commercials. Yep, it was weird. It was definitely weird for such a high-profile event with such a lively crowd. Gotta hand it to New York tonight. Nassau Coliseum absolutely brought the noise. That arena, I have a long history with it. I know how loud and frenzy-ish it can get, or how frantic it can get. But good showing from the Long Island crowd I'm not going to give much else to Long Island, but good showing from that crowd tonight. And yeah. But yeah, the match itself, we got stuck with a commercial break. But after the break, Drew was working over Sammy. Sammy's able to fire up, and then McIntyre misses a spear into the corner, like a little shoulder block. Sammy goes for the haluva kick, but Drew counters it with a big boot of his own. He then hits a big sit-out power bomb, which Sammy's able to kick out of. Drew carried Zayn up to the top, and Sammy's able to reverse it into a sunset flip power bomb. Drew's able to kick out and then hits a Glasgow kiss of his own onto Sammy. Drew then goes for the Claymore, doing the 1, 2, 3 count, which the crowd still gives him. The crowd loves Drew, heel or face. They are always enthralled with him. And if/when they decide to turn him face again, the crowd's going to be there for him. They just absolutely are. But Sammy's able to counter that Claymore attempt with a big boot. Not in the corner, just a big boot in the middle of the ring. He then hits a blue thunder bomb, but only gets that 2 count. Drew then slips out of the ring to avoid a haluva kick. Sammy follows. Drew runs back in, and as soon as Sammy follows him back into the ring, Drew hits him, catching him with the Claymore, getting the 1, 2, 3. Fun way to start the show. Fun way to get people enticed and enthralled with this show. And they did give us a moment where we thought Sammy might have actually had a shot, but really this is Drew's story, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3 until Roman. So good start to the show. We then moved over to our first women's match of the night, the Women's World Championship match, as Liv Morgan defended against Io Sky. This was good. This was a strong showing from both women. I know Liv, throughout this title reign, has been grating to some fans. She hasn't really captured the interest of a lot of fans who don't think she should be in the spot she's in. I think she's a fun. I don't want to say. I think she's a good heel champion. You know, after she does drop it, I don't need to see her win it again anytime soon. If they want to give her a tag run with Raquel, that's fine. If they want to put her in the mid-card title run, that's fine. Let's see. This tweet saying, I don't want to see anyone complaining about Liv beating Io clean after she saved this botch effortlessly. Liv's in-ring work is great, and it doesn't get said enough. I agree. I think that there is an unfair and unreasonable criticism that's always placed against Liv. I think she has shown time and time again how useful she is in whatever situation they're putting her in. And I think they've shown time and time again how reliable she is as a talent and as a star. So good showing from these women. Match starts off with Morgan and Io trading strikes. They spill out onto the apron. Sky goes for a German suplex, but Liv is able to escape it and sets up for a sunset flip powerbomb. Io holds onto the apron and lands a PK kick. She then goes for the moonsault onto Liv. We come back from a commercial break, and Io sends Liv out of the ring. She then goes for a suicide dive and then hits a springboard drop kick. Liv kicks out at 2. Io then misses a knee strike into the corner and is met with a backstabber by Liv. We got this tweet. Liv Morgan retains the Women's World Championship, but she may have suffered a broken nose in her match against Io. Look at this knee. Holy shit. And it was brutal. It was a brutal knee to the face. And quite frankly, Liv just kept going. She powered through like a real champ there. Liv hits a second rope code breaker, but Io's able to kick out. Io then gets behind Morgan and lands 3 consecutive German suplexes. She put some stank on that last one. She folded Liv up. That's when we got that knee strike that we just showed on Twitter. Really nasty. I really hope it's not a broken nose. It's possible. It looked more red than anything, but I'm not a doctor or a Marines biologist. We will find out. This tweet, Io carried the shit out of Liv during that whole match and was rewarded by taking a clean pin. I can't do this. It's always funny, producer boy, when you pull up these tweets because you're always sending mixed messages. The prior tweet was about how good Liv was and how she saved Io during a botch, and then that tweet was about Io carrying the match. You got to pick one. You got to pick a side here. But after that knee strike, Liv hits an enziguri. She then runs right into a crossface by Io, but Liv is able to roll out of it. Io then sends Morgan into the corner. She goes for the bullet train attack. Io then goes up top for the over the moonsault, but Liv is able to get her boots up and push her into the ropes and hit the Oblivion. She then gets the 1-2-3 and a successful title retaining performance from Liv Morgan. Post-match, she's walking up the ramp. She is greeted by Raquel and Dom, who had walked her down but didn't accompany her to the ring. And as she is celebrating with her team, Rhea Ripley, mommy herself, comes out and spoils the festivities. They lock gazes, and we're going around the merry-go-round one more time. This tweet, watching Io Sky lose to Liv Morgan tonight, but realizing it could lead to her winning the Rumble and beating Rhea at WrestleMania. Wow, that is wishful thinking. I love Io, and I would love for good things for her, but wishful thinking. Moving forward, after that, we then had our triple threat for the World Heavyweight Championship as Gunther defended against Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Excellent matchup between these three guys. It's funny because it's become a recurring joke with Gunther that he does not like triple threats. He hates being in them. He doesn't want to participate in them. But he is proving over and over again how great he is at these triple threat matchups. That triple threat between Sheamus and Drew at WrestleMania a couple of years back, incredible work from Gunther. And once again, absolutely great triple threat between these three. As soon as the bell rings, everyone is trading blows. Finn gets tossed out, and then Priest sends Gunther out onto the apron. Gunther then tumbles to the floor, where Priest goes for a dive. What's this tweet we got here? Julian Weeks on Twitter says, this man powerbombed, this man being Gunther, powerbombed Priest onto steel steps, then went into the ring, drop kicked Finn, and then folded him up like an accordion. Gunther is the best in the world, man. Argue with a brick wall. I am glad a lot of people have been, I don't want to say souring on Gunther, but it definitely felt for a moment like the honeymoon was over for fans with Gunther. We got this tweet. What a fucking finish. Gunther defeats Damian Priest and Finn Balor to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. The reign of the best professional wrestler in the world today, Gunther continues. I don't know what world. He ain't the best in this world, but he's really damn good. After the break, after a commercial break, Gunther boots Balor and Priest in the face. He misses a chop and then gets hit with an overhead kick by Balor. Priest then floors Balor and Gunther with a double clothesline. A single double clothesline. Very different from a tag team double clothesline. Priest then goes old school into a splash. He then hits a jumping flatliner. He then hits a jumping flatliner onto Finn, but Finn is able to kick out. Finn then takes both Priest and Gunther out with sling blades. I thought this was a really fun spot as he hit that sling blade onto a powerbombed positioned Gunther and then hitting it again on Priest. Priest is then able, or reverse it, Priest and then Gunther. Priest is then able to send Balor out of the ring. Gunther then drops Priest into a sleeper, how he won the title in the first place. Priest fights out of it and hits South of Heaven, but Finn is able to grab Priest and hits the final cut. It was a great flow for these three guys. Immediately, boom, 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 move, move, move. Just great showing. Finn then hits a John Woo drop kick into the corner and then hits the double stomp. Gunther then, as Finn goes to the top rope, Gunther crotches him on the top. It was gnarly. My kids hurt from that. My future children hurt from that. Gunther then goes for a superplex, but Priest pulls Gunther off of the top with a razor's edge. After hitting the razor's edge, Finn jumps over him and hits the coup de grace. Priest is able to break up that pin, and man, for a split second, I thought Finn Balor was going to win his first world championship in 8 years. When commentary went over the timeline, it really hurt my hip and my knees because I remember that first win. Ouch. After the double stomp and the breakup pin, Priest and Gunther are brawling outside of the ring. Gunther then power bombs Priest onto the ring steps, gets back in, power bombs Finn for the win. Gunther's got his groove back, guys. I know, like I said, I know a lot of people have been souring a little bit, but I don't know what more this man can do to remind you how goddamn good he is. After that triple threat, we then go into what was unironically, unsarcastically, the most anticipated match of the night for many, many people. And that's Mishin taking on Chelsea Green. I can't do it. I'm too nasally. To crown the inaugural Women's United States Champion. I think this crowd would have rioted. Spoiler, sorry guys, it was in the title. I think this crowd would have rioted if Chelsea didn't win the match. Ooh, I messed that up. Hold on, let me edit that. If Chelsea didn't win this match, I think Long Island would have exploded. It would have turned into a huge crater in the middle of New York or in southern New York. They had a good match. It was just a little too quick, unfortunately. Chelsea coming out, enormous fan support, accompanied by Piper Niven, wearing gear very reminiscent of her husband, Matt Cardona, or early Zack Ryder gear with only the one leg gear set up. I thought that was a nice homage to her husband. Mishin and Green traded strikes and takedowns pretty early. Chelsea's able to avoid a hip toss and sends Michin out of the ring. As Michin gets to her feet, Green sets up for a dive, but gets stopped by a slap to the face from Michin. Chelsea distracts the referee as Piper just absolutely floors Michin with a black hole slam, a sidewalk slam. It was, oof, that was rough. This tweet, Chelsea Green looking for revenge on Michin tomorrow for this table bump. This was from TNA Slammiversary. Yeah, that was fucking rough. Oofa. But I love that spot with Piper and Michin because as she was setting her up for the drop, Michin lets out a yelp, and you just knew it was going to hurt. You just knew every aspect of this was going to be painful, and I think it was. I really do think it was. After the Black Hole Slam, and we come back from a commercial break, Chelsea goes for the Rough Rider, but Michin counters with a power bomb. She then hits a tornado DDT, but Chelsea is able to kick out. After back and forth reversals, Chelsea lands the Rough Rider finally, but only gets a near fall. After the near fall, Chelsea goes for a dive, but Michin moves out of the way, and Chelsea hits Piper. Piper is able to hold her a little bit, but Michin then does a drop onto both of them, and then Michin then hits a eat defeat to Piper. She then hits an eat defeat onto Chelsea in the ring, but Chelsea is able to get her foot on the bottom rope, and you could hear both cheers and absolute, like just everybody letting out a collective sigh of relief at that foot on the lower rope. Chelsea then goes up top, and Michin goes to confront her. Niven hops on the apron, and Michin is able to drop Niven off of the apron. this distraction is just enough for Chelsea to grab her arms and then do a rolling Unpretty Her. She rolled over, setting up the Unpretty Her perfectly. Perfectly. Christian has been doing that move for literally decades, and I think that might have been the best setup for the move I have ever seen. Bravo from Chelsea. That Unpretty Her gets her the 1, 2, 3 and gets her first singles WWE championship, the Women's United States Championship. Bravo to Chelsea. This was her moment. Everybody was waiting for it, and she absolutely lived up to those expectations. Really happy for her. Really excited to see what she does with this reign. We all have to remind ourselves this is a mid-card title. This is not going to have the same expectations. This is not going to have the same, what's the word I'm looking for here? This isn't going to have the same booking as a world title, nor should it, quite frankly. Quite frankly, it should be different. But bravo. I know there is a big contingent of the audience that wants to see her turn this into the Canadian Women's Championship. I'm all for it. Let it happen. I'm glad they didn't do it tonight because the crowd wanted to cheer her, and you don't want to muddy things up by her being her. But well done from all three women. Great showing. We are now headed to our main event. The one good thing about these premium live events being only 5 matches is they're really easy to cover, really quick to cover. We had the undisputed WWE World Championship being defended by Cody Rhodes against his former friend, his former ally, Kevin Owens. Ooh, this was not a bloodline rule. This is what happens when I'm left to my own devices. It would have been interesting if this was a bloodline rules match, but it was not. Lots of story between these two men, lots of history between these two men. Joining on commentary, by the way, it should be noted, was Jesse the Body Ventura, who I got to check the numbers on this. I got to check the math on this, but says it's been 40 years since he's been in WWE. We got this tweet here. Michael Cole, the union between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens used to be strong. Jesse Ventura, you know who else needs a strong union, Cole? It's the wrestling industry. Everybody in the back should unionize. Broadcast immediately cuts out and goes to black. Man. So Cody coming out wearing the famous, the beloved Winged Eagle World Championship, first worn, as commentary points out, by Hulk Hogan as he defended against Andre the Giant. The moment I heard Hogan's name come out of Michael Cole's mouth, I held my breath a little bit because I wanted to hear what Jesse was going to say. Thankfully, they either muted him or he's smart enough to know when to be professional, and he doesn't say anything. Oh, we're just jumping right to the end. Cody Rhodes retains the undisputed WWE Championship. Kevin Owens just got absolutely robbed. I hate this company. Guys, did we all want Kevin Owens to win? I did. I know I did. We should not be surprised that Cody retained. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, Saturday night main event is essentially a televised house show. You're never going to see anything gigantic happen on this card. That was a fun spot. I'll get to it in a second. You're never going to see anything major change. You're never going to see any major changes or upheaval on a Saturday night main event. They just don't do it. It doesn't make the show any less exciting. It doesn't make the show any less lively and energetic. Like I said, that crowd ate up everything they got tonight. But in terms of story development, in terms of progress, this ain't it. They're saving them for the big ones. They're saving them for the SummerSlams, the Survivor Series, the Royal Rumbles, the WrestleManias, or the Saudi Arabia shows, although those are glorified house shows as well. So we can't be shocked that Kevin Owens, unfortunately, did not succeed in his hunt for the WWE Undisputed Championship. But as we saw after the show, that this story is far from over. But yeah, as soon as the bell rings, Cody went after Kevin. Owens rolls out of the ring, and Cody's able to land a dive onto him. Kevin then drives Cody into the ring post, and KO then suplexes Cody onto the commentary desk. That commentary desk got a lot of play tonight, and I don't think it ever broke. After the break, KO crotches Rhodes onto the top rope. Second time we saw that spot tonight, unfortunately. KO then lands a swanton bomb onto Cody, but Cody's able to kick out. Cody then favors the ankle that's been constantly attacked by Kevin over the last few weeks, and manages a power slam. He then goes for the disaster kick. Cody sets up a super Cody cutter, but KO is able to roll out of the ring and clears off the commentary desk. Owens then drags Rhodes onto the table, and then Cody, as we saw Producer Boy put up, hits a cutter, an RKO onto the table. Cody then sends KO back into the ring and is able to hit a Cody cutter. KO then counters Rhodes' superplex attempt with a fisherman suplex off of the top rope. I always love that spot from KO. It always looks so gnarly. But Cody is able to kick out. KO then surprises Cody with a stunner, but the referee was sent flying out of the ring and gets clocked. And as KO gets the pin, getting, I think, what was an 8 count, no referee. Eventually, a second referee comes back. Kevin goes for the pin once again. Cody is able to kick out. The new referee also gets a little bit of a whack as he eats a disaster kick that was intended for Kevin from Cody. KO then rolls out of the ring, grabs a chair, and looks to cause some devastation onto Cody, but Cody's able to avoid the shot and then lands a Cody cutter. At this point, the original referee begins to stir. Cody sets up a crossroads, but notices the chair on the floor, and then Cody intentionally hits the crossroads onto the chair, pushes the chair out of the ring to hide from the referee, and the ref counts that 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes, that dastardly heel, successfully defends his undisputed world championship against the poor victim that is Kevin Owens. But good guys do win in the end, everybody. After the show went off the air, KO hits a package pile driver. Or apparently, this was after. Thank you. I thought I was crazy. This did happen after the show went off the air. Kevin hits a package pile driver onto Cody Rhodes. The crowd is in shock. Cody is stretchered out of the building, and Kevin Owens and Triple H apparently go at it. Yep, as you can see from that tweet, Triple H and Kevin Owens pushing each other, shoving each other, and just a lot of heat between these two men. Crazy to think there was once upon a time Triple H handed a world championship reign to Kevin Owens, and now he's defending Cody Rhodes. We've come a long way. Guys, that was Saturday Night Main Event. It was a show. I think I would have enjoyed it more if I was there. The energy at that arena seemed electric, but watching from home, it's all right. It's all right. Not bad, not amazing. Highlight of the night, Chelsea Green winning the Women's United States Championship. I am here for the renaissance for Drew McIntyre. I disagree with this tweet. The most beautiful belt of all time. It is not even my favorite WWE belt of all time, or WWE World Championship of all time. Take away the obvious winner, which is the spinner belt. I'm a big fan of the original Undisputed belt. I thought that belt was just stunning, absolute beauty. And I grew up with the Big Eagle. I didn't grow up with the Winged Eagle. I grew up during the Attitude Era with the belt that The Rock held, that Austin held, that Foley held, Triple H held. Let's see. Yep, mark it down, agreeing with me. Lesnar is undisputed is number 1. That's a top 3 belt for me. Absolutely. I adore that belt. Who first held it? It was Lesnar. No. First held by Hulk Hogan. No. First held by Triple H, then Hogan, then Taker, then Rock, then Brock, then Eddie, then JBL, and then Cena, who then retired it for the spinner belt. Great era. Great era. You're right. You are right. Not only did I skip Kurt, I skipped Big Show. Brock lost it to Big Show, who lost it to Kurt, who lost it back to Brock, who I think lost it back to Kurt and then back to Brock. That's actually the biggest surprise of the night. A lot of people thought we were going to get a Rock appearance on NBC tonight, but we did not get a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson appearance. Kind of a bummer. And a shockingly low amount of Bloodline. It's kind of refreshing in a way. We'll see how it does for them. We'll see how the ratings look. But shockingly small Bloodline appearances. Only really Sami Zayn, if you want to still consider him part of that storyline. But yeah, guys, this was Saturday Night Main Event. Like I said, it was fun. I think this is WWE's last big show of the year. I don't think they have anything for the rest of 2024. I mean, obviously they have Raw and SmackDown and NXT, but I don't think there's any premium live events. So good, fun way to end the year. I don't know if they're going to be running MSG in New York the way they usually do the day after Christmas. I'll look into that, I suppose. This might have been their New York stop for December for their holiday tour. AEW is going to be finishing the year strong with World's End, so we will do our best to cover that. We will be obviously back on definitely Wednesday for Dynamite. Let's see if Matt covers Raw on Monday. I will be covering Impact TNA on Thursday for the Gympact Zone. And then Friday, Eric and I, Producer Boy and I, will be at House of Glory on Friday. It'll be Producer Boy, it'll be me, it'll be Rev, it'll be Nick M. If you see it, and possibly Matt as well. If you see us, come say hi. Interrupt Producer Boy because he and I will be working. So go wave to him, go give him a hug, tell him what a big fan you are of his film work. And we got some fun stuff coming out. All right, but House of Glory on Friday. You see Producer Boy saying, love him, see him, hug him. But we have a lot of fun stuff coming for you guys very soon. Jesse Ventura, why is he waiting? Michael Cole saying he's feeding off the crowd. Jesse Ventura saying, feed off of them all you want, just win the damn match. Can we keep Jesse? This tweeter asks, or this Xer asks. Or I don't know, maybe Producer Boy is on Blue Sky. What do I know? But you guys know the deal. If you're new here, thank you for checking us out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stick with us. Join us for the party. If you're a regular here, we love you. Thank you for checking it out. The more you're with us, the stronger we feel. And if you like this, obviously check us out everywhere. YouTube isn't the only place we're on. Check us out all over social media. Facebook, X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, Eric's Tinder. We're everywhere. Everywhere. But I'm James Gisanti, joined by Producer Boy Eric. Have a good night, everybody. Have a fun weekend. And, don't do drugs. Stay in school. Later.